Hello and welcome to another episode of today's GK. Let's begin with the practice question of the last segment. Which of the following Indian states have a border with Myanmar? Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura. The correct answer is Nagaland, Manipur and Mizoram, option C. Myanmar's junta will execute a former member of Aung San Suu Kyi's party and a prominent democracy activist. Junta is a government led by a committee of military leaders. Myanmar has a long land border of over 1600 kilometers with India, as well as a maritime boundary in the Bay of Bengal. 4 northeastern states, the Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur and Mizoram, have a border with Myanmar. Consider the following statements about Norovirus. It's a highly contagious virus, can be transmitted through contaminated food, water and surfaces, as we have to select the correct answer. Both are correct. C is the correct answer here. Norovirus, a stomach bug, infected 2 students in Kerala. It's a highly contagious virus, also sometimes referred to as the stomach flu or the winter vomiting bug. It can be transmitted through contaminated food, water and surfaces. The primary route is oral and fecal. It is similar to diarrhea, inducing rotavirus and infects people across age groups. According to WHO, norovirus infection is associated with intestinal inflammation, malnutrition and may cause long-term morbidity as well. Consider the following statements with respect to the Transplantation of Human Organs and Tissues Act of 1994. The Act prohibits any kind of financial exchange against donation. The Act allows donations by brain-dead patients but not by cardiac-dead patients. We have to select the correct answer. First is correct, second is not. A is the correct answer. The Delhi police recently busted a kidney transplant racket that targeted poor, homeless people. Under the Transplantation of Human Organs and Tissues Act 1994, organs can be harvested from deceased donors, living relative of the recipient like children, siblings, spouse, grandparents, grandchildren. Unrelated donors such as relatives other than close ones, long-term friends or in-laws. The Act prohibits any financial exchange. After 2011 and 2014 amendments, the Act allowed swab transplants and donations from cardiac dead patients. Earlier, organs could be donated only by brain dead patients. Arrange the following tiger reserve from west to east. So, in the westernmost, we have Buxa Tiger Reserve, then Manas, then Pakke, and then Namdafa. Okay, let's move on to our answer explanation. NGT has ordered Bengal government to close all hotels and restaurants in Buxa Tiger Reserve. The order is as follows: Buxa Tiger Reserve in West Bengal, Manas in Assam, Pakke or Pakhui, Arunachal Pradesh, Namdafa, Arunachal Pradesh. You can see the picture here. Moving on. Exercise SAMPRITI-X is a joint military exercise between India and which of the following countries? The correct answer is Bangladesh. India and Bangladesh joint military exercise SAMPRITI-X has commenced in Bangladesh. Exercise SAMPRITI is an important bilateral defense cooperation endeavor conducted alternately by both countries. The Indian contingent of company strength is being represented by a battalion of Dogra Regiment. Consider the following statements regarding repo rate. It's the rate at which RBI lends money to commercial banks in the event of any shortfall of funds. Repo rate is used by monetary authorities to control inflation. In the event of inflation, central banks decrease repo rate. Repo and reverse repo rate form a part of liquidity adjustment facility. So we have to select the incorrect one. Now from here, only third statement is not correct. So C is going to be the correct answer. Reserve Bank of India to soon announce its latest monetary policy statement. It is widely expected that RBI will further raise the cost of money in a bid to control retail inflation. Repo rate is the rate at which the central bank of the country lends money to commercial banks in the event of any shortfall of funds. Repo rate is used by monetary authorities to control inflation. In the event of inflation, central banks increase repo rate as this acts as a disincentive for banks to borrow from the central bank, and ultimately it reduces the money supply in the economy and thus helps in arresting inflation. Repo and reverse repo rate form a part of liquidity adjustment facility. Where is Yamunotri Glacier situated? The correct answer is Garhwal Himalayas. 2 buses carrying pilgrims to Yamunotri fell into a 250-meter deep gorge. It was a part of 30 pilgrim buses from MP Panna district. Yamunotri is the source of Yamuna river. It is situated at an altitude of 3,293 meters in the Garhwal Himalayas. There are naturally created slate stones on the banks of Saptarishi Kund Lake. Dark blue is the color of water, and lush green terrace field of Saptarishi Lake and Yamunotri Glacier. With respect to hydroxyapatite, consider the following statements. It's a calcium phosphate material or mineral. It's an agrochemical fertilizer. Only animal bones are composed of it. So as we have to select the correct answer here, first and second are correct. C is the correct answer. Calcium phosphate ceramics are substitutes for the bone mineral hydroxyapatite. Now hydroxyapatite is a calcium phosphate mineral. HA-like compounds compose approximately 65% of the bone, making it an appealing option for a synthetic bone composite. It's a naturally occurring mineral of biological and agricultural importance. In nutrient recovery process, hydroxyapatite is generated through treatment of waste stream containing calcium. It's a valuable resource that serves as an important agrochemical fertilizer. Human and animal bones are composed of it. Moving on. Section 8 of the Companies Act 2013 is similar to which of the sections of the Companies Act 1956? The correct answer is option B, Section 25. The Enforcement Directorate recently summoned some eminent political leaders following a trial court order. As per the Companies Act of 1956, a Section 25 company is similar to what is defined under Section 8 of the Companies Act 2013. It's a not-for-profit charitable company, in which a not-for-profit charitable company is defined. Not-for-profit is formed with the sole object of promoting commerce, art, science, religion, charity, or any other useful object. It intends to apply its profits or other income in promoting its objects and to prohibit the payment of any dividend to its members. Which of the following countries are a part of the Commonwealth even though they were never a part of the British Empire? Ghana, New Zealand, Mozambique, Rwanda. The correct answer is Mozambique and Rwanda. Option D. Australia's new PM could call for a referendum to remove Queen as sovereign. Commonwealth, also called Commonwealth of Nations, is a free association of sovereign states comprising the UK and number of its former dependency. It aims to maintain ties of friendship and practical cooperation who acknowledge the British monarch as symbolic head of their association. In 1995, Mozambique became the first country that was granted entry, which was never a part of the British Empire. Rwanda, also never a part of the British Empire, joined in 2009. Bedouins refer to which of the following? It's a nomadic tribe. D. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Qatar recently summoned Indian ambassador expressing the country's rejection of some controversial statement. Qatar is an independent emirate on the west coast of the Persian Gulf. It shares its border with eastern Saudi Arabia, where the peninsula connects to the mainland, and is north and west to the UAE. Qatar was originally settled by Bedouin nomads from the central part of the Arabian Peninsula. Bedouin are Arabic-speaking nomadic people of Middle Eastern desert, especially North Africa, Arabian Peninsula, Egypt, Israel, Iraq, Syria and Jordan. Moving on to the practice question. Which of the following is the first country in the Arab world to have a free trade agreement with Israel? Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, Egypt. Answer it correctly. That's it for today. Tomorrow we shall meet again with another segment. Until then, stay updated and thank you so much for watching.